Hello, scientists. It's Miss Brown. Last week, we learned about sorting rocks. This week, we will learn about how to screen rocks with water. Get your rocks out that you collected. You're going to need a screen or something with holes in it that the water can go through. Also get a bowl to catch the water underneath your screen. Always ask for permission and someone to help because you're going to use water. Put the bowl under the screen so it can catch the water. Put the rocks in the screen. Run or pour water over the rocks. Hello, scientists. So, we are going to sort rocks with our screen today using a bowl. So I'm using the sink just because we're using water. Make sure you ask for permission because you're using water and you want to be safe. So this is my bowl. I'm putting my screen. I have kind of a big screen. This is what I use for pasta. You can always wash it out really good after. And I put my rocks inside. So I have my bowl, I have my screen, and I have my rocks inside. And so I'm just gonna, and you don't need a lot of rocks, you just need a few, and you want to make sure they're like sitting over the hole. And then I'm just gonna run water over, just a little bit of water, and then turn it off. The good thing about using the sink is you can also control how much water, but you can also use a cup of water and just pour it over. And then so now I'm gonna sort out. There's a little more dirt, so I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna kind of move the rocks around. Okay, and we'll let the water kind of go out. So if your water stops going out, you might want to lift up your screen. Okay, and so here are the rocks that are left in my screen, and you can look at them to see if the color has changed. Have my rocks gotten darker or lighter? So you want to look at the colors. You might see some colors you didn't see before because now your rocks are clean. And then you also want to go and look at the water and see what's in it. Did any rocks go through? And I have lots of little specks in the water. It's hard to see. There we go. Lots of little specks in the water, which means some of the dust and the dirt has gone through, but none of the bigger rocks. And so if you want to see the rocks go through, you're going to need a screen with bigger holes, or you're going to need smaller rocks. So either one will work. But this is good because we get to see what happens to rocks when they get wet. And that can be very interesting, especially with rocks that have lots of color. And see, this one has lots of different colors in them. And then you want to turn your rocks around and just look at all different angles. So it can be very interesting. So this one has some darker browns in there. There's a lighter like white in there. And if you feel like you would like to see what happens if you add more water, you can put it back in the bowl, the screen, and then you can add a little more water and see, does it clean your rocks off more? So you can do that as many times as you need to, and then just every time just take a good look at your rocks because your rocks are going to get very clean. All right. What happens when we get our rocks wet? Did any rocks fall through the screen? This is one way to separate rocks. What would you do differently next time? What do your rocks look like? Are they darker or lighter? If you have a magnifying glass, you can look at your rocks more closely. You might see things like colors that you didn't see before. Here's something else you can try. If you have different sized rocks, you can put them in a cup of water or a container, and you can see which rocks go to the bottom and what settles to the top. You'll get to look at all the different layers. You can also look for drains in your neighborhood. There might be rocks or sticks on top of the drain. What do you do with technical difficulties? Do you sometimes have problems logging into your computer? What do you do? Do you try to solve the problem on your own? Who do you ask for help? Be a problem solver. Help someone else solve a tech problem. Are there tech skills that you would like to learn? Please let your teacher know so that they can reach out to me. What did you learn today? How do you know that you learned it? Thank you for joining me.